time to get started. We'll go ahead and have this, call this meeting to order here on the 2019-2020 budget projections for this upcoming fiscal year. So I'm going to hit the highlights of this. I think that you all have got it. There's been a few, maybe some minor changes, not a whole lot. I think that I handed you out, but so we're on the same page. I had Phyllis to make some copies for you. Anybody wants one can have one. Good reading. Oh, sorry.
That's the old one. Don't get it mixed up.
Thank you. Because only me could do that, yeah. So, but I just wanted to go over that, just some quick highlights of it, and if you have any questions, we'll certainly go through it. But so for this 2019-2020 projections on this budget, there is the highlight. There's no property tax increase for the fiscal year of 2019-2020. There is a 10% water rates increase due to the new water line and sewer rehab that we have going to Hillham. As you recall, we voted to get $1.8 million to go to Hillham, but according to, after lengthy discussion with our engineer from the J.R. Wofford and Company, Greg Davenport, looks like that's going to be closer to a $3.5 million increase, and then that's not additional. You'll just add that up to the from the 1.8. So I've got some handouts for you here.
Just to clarify, we won't know the actual number for that, Mayor, until we get bids out.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's right. So we are, obviously the situation is still the same at Hillham. We are providing water to Hillham. We also are providing to Jackson County Utility District. And during the hot sessions, it just seems to be a struggle for us to get water. So the plan is to have additional water line rates going down Upper Hillham Road, down to Hillham, with finished water to be able to supply that. So if you look on, that's some of the highlights. So if you'll start on page 1, you'll see that due to some pretty heavy construction that is going on in our community, you'll see there's a property tax increase just due to brick and mortar we feel a projected $150,000 increase. If you'll see here on page 1 under revenues. Also, the local sales tax, that projected increase is about $37,000. Now, I'm thinking that is a very, very conservative number given the fact of 3 businesses that came in town. If you remember, unfortunately, we had the fire that took out the Winningham's Hardware, so we didn't receive any revenue from them. The steel coop has now came on to its own, and in a new store of Volunteer Wine and Spirit. So a very conservative number of $37,000. That's realistically probably going to be 115, but let's get the real numbers in, then we'll be able to give a little bit closer revenue to that. Our building permits projection, as you see down there, has went up significantly, about 30,000, and it's given the fact that, of course, the county has got a couple new buildings going up, the nursing home and the county services building, and then there's a lot of residential homes that are in the process of being built as well. May very well be a low number there as well. So on to page 2, as we get to the expenditures, And another one of the highlights that I feel is that the pay scale, I went back and got the study from MTAS, from the University of Tennessee, that did a strategic study and went with their pay scale. So the pay scale is in effect here for all city employees, right?
Okay, let me ask you a question there.
Yes, sir.
The pay scale, now, is that gonna go on top of the already pay increase that the city PD's getting?
No.
So the ones that's already getting the increase out of the 40-something thousand, cause we're still paying Grandpacker till July 1st or after July. So that money actually wasn't in there when some voted for it, correct?
That's right.
So we were shortfall that amount.
Yeah. What you're saying, are they getting a double pay increase, answer something?
So the CDPD, not that I don't want nobody to get the pay increase, but I don't want to get a double.
Well, yeah, but now, if you remember also, Ron, everyone didn't get, everyone, when we gave out some raises, did not get the pay.
At the PD?
Yeah, everyone did not get it. That's right.
Okay, so that'll be
There was-
balanced out.
That's right.
But this other goes to all
That's
city
right.
employees.
That's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all like that?
I had had that question brought to me in,
Joel. So as on page 2 there, as you'll see, the salaries will go up here at City Hall about $15,000. Of course, this is coming out of general fund, as you'll see at the top of the page. The Chamber of Commerce has asked for an additional $8,000 to kind of, they've got a pretty good strategic plan here that I'll hand out, and you'll be able to review this, and if you want to discuss more with it, you can, when we have our second reading. But they came up with some, a budget for them that they can use the extra revenues for.
Are they also asking the county for additional money?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You may like that one. And, there's nothing else that, jumps out there at you on page 2. So going on to page 3.
May I have a question?
Yes, sir.
On the donations, I'm not familiar with SNIP. What is that organization?
That's SNEAL.
Neuter, isn't it?
Yes, spade neuter. Yeah.
Okay, and then Sunshine Daycare, where is that?
Yeah, that is, over at the, behind the nursing home is the elderly daycare.
Sure, okay. I was not familiar with either one of those.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
on that same reference, Curtis, on, that Kelly asked on donations, the Hogeye Festival, I noticed 2017, we had 500, we've not got nothing projected, but there was no Hogeye Festival last year, right?
That's right.
So did that 500 stay in there, then we didn't?
That's right.
Right.
That's correct.
Okay.
So on page 3, you'll see that the hourly wages increased at the police department by $40,690. At the fire department, increased $16,221. Again, this is going with the MTAS pay scale that I have allotted in the budget. Public service municipal parks, if you take a look at that, the salaries projecting just simply hiring less folks next year for the park and saving about $16,687. Now, on the go back to the police department just a little bit, we came to an agreement that we will not be hiring back 2 policemen. So there's 2 spots out, and to make this general fund balance, there is 2 off. One was Captain Halfaker that Chief Etheridge, spoke to you about, and we had one to quit, I don't know, a month ago, and, to make, the pay scale work, and all of them, and after talking to the chief, we're gonna try it this year. If we need to put it back in the budget next year, then we will do so, okay? So, I think it's important that, we tighten our belt as much as we possibly can to try to make ends meet.
Our arrangement with the hospital still working?
Oh, yes, sir.
And all that?
The hospital's still going well, and the Overton County School System,
Good.
because we provide officers there too.
That was one of my two questions, Curtis, that Ken got answered about the hospital. We're still on that. This pay increase does include the dispatchers too,
Oh, yeah.
correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
The way I understand it, in this pay scale that you just presented us, it appears that this is for every position
Oh, yeah.
within the city.
That's right.
Government, right.
With the exception of the.
Yeah, with the exception, and basically what happens is it puts them at what that pay scale already said 4 or 5 months ago whenever we passed that.
Correct. I just needed that clarified.
Yes, sir. Okay, page 4, you'll see again, not to bore you, but it's all about salaries and pay scale, but,
Curtis, I have one quick question, please.
Yes, sir.
On page 3, before we move on.
Okay.
Down under public service, concession supplies, is that for the ballpark concessions?
for a pool.
I mean, the city pool?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I had marked, but I was just want to make sure that is.
That's correct. So looking at, page 4 there, they would slightly go approximately about $8,000. But due to some retirements, the number is not as high as it could have been. So that's where that's at. Also on, you'll see a large number in paving. If you remember, we borrowed the money that is just sitting there right now, ready to be paid. We had to get some revenue in so the street department could go ahead and start getting tile and things of that nature. So we look at hopefully bidding that 1st of September, definitely this season. So if we can set the bids for August, then hopefully in September we'll be able to award the bid at the September meeting, and hopefully that will be enough time for them before the bad weather gets here.
Is that car Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Go in there?
Yes, sir.
While we're on it, what about Woodland Street? Was Woodland Street on any of that?
Woodland Street is not on it, but Wayne Peak and I talked about that yesterday. The 2 other streets is going to be McHenry and Spring going down to Central Park.
Okay.
Also, I think half of Woodland
Well,
is, you know, it can only go so far, but that's what the projected go is.
well, I had 2 calls and I went up to make a circle through Woodland, boy.
Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
I think it's realistic to state though, until we receive the bids for the paving, we don't know how much further that money's gonna go.
That's right.
Beyond Car Avenue.
That's right.
But we hope that there'll be sufficient
Yeah.
remaining to do these other.
Yeah, the numbers that I have to work with is what Roger's group came up a year and a half, 2 years ago, and gave me the numbers, and, you know, the price of oil is up, down, so.
That's guaranteed.
We'll see.
But priority is gonna be Car Avenue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Henry,
Absolutely.
down there. Okay.
Absolutely.
I think on that note, I just wanna make a statement to the public that, the city of Cookeville last week in their city council meeting, the city of Cookeville last week in their city council meeting approved to increase property taxes by 15 cents, dedicated for road improvements in Putnam County, in
Right.
Cookeville.
Right, and of course, if, you know, we have some, with you guys, given the fact that with the liquor money coming in is gonna be designated for street projects, that's what we're saying. That's what we voted to do, so.
Right.
We'll see how that.
It could be something in the future we have to
Absolutely.
consider, you
Absolutely.
know, a dedicated tax.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
street
And keep in mind, folks, this is a projected budget. projected. And with the best numbers that we could possibly come up with, given on the history of things and looking at the last couple of years, these are the numbers. Again, it's projected. So, going to page 5, you'll see the hourly wages of the street department will go up about $8,200. Also, paving, you'll see, is $215,000 in that. So,
You just said that our wages for streets going up 8,000.
Here we'll go up just 35 the street.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Sorry about that.
This 200,000 is part of the 500,000.
yeah, I think they understand that. We borrowed $500,000, $300,000 went in the streets, and this right here went in street aid. So, is there any questions on that? I mean, that's $500,000 any way you want to spend it, okay? Any way you want to spend it, not spend it, but spend it. So we, on page 6, we don't have any home rehab grant. I hope maybe we can get that. The drug fund seems to be pretty solid with the total revenues going just a little over the expenditures, but according to the chief, he's got about $50,000 or $60,000 that he hopes to get in by the last day of June due to some equipment that he is selling. So we look for that revenue to be a little bit more than the $2,000. We don't do anything with the industrial development fund on 8. So going on to 9. Joel, if you want to talk about the general debt service fund.
Your only source of revenue is the state sales tax, and it was somewhat higher, quite a bit higher than it was on the actual. So the proposed is fairly conservative. I like what the mayor's done on that. You've got principal bonds and interest on bonds; those are all pretty well carved in stone. The difference is only going to be plus or minus a few dollars from the actual credit that interest is paid. Maybe it's a paid day late or something. So those numbers are not going to waver hardly at all. So right now, without any money having come in from any other funds to pay that debt, such as street or general, it's carrying its own load at a fairly conservative state sales tax number. I think that is pretty good. Any questions on that?
That's looking good, correct?
Correct.
So, page 10 is where you're going to see your 10% increase in your water rates. I just wanted to hand this out. We'll talk about gas here in just a minute. But you'll see what the bills, what they could range in between. The minimum bills will not change, so anyone that is using the minimum, if you're using the minimum amount of water, it's just not going to change. So the folks that are over the amount that you see in the handout that I give you, that's the ones that will be touched a little bit, and also the utility districts that buy water from us will be touched a little bit, but 10%, I mean, you guys do the math, you got a $40 bill, it's gonna be $4. So, I'm not saying that's nothing to sneeze at, but it is an increase, but that's, just to kind of pull it in perspective, that's kind of what it is. So you can see the water sales with the increase went from $3.44 million in sales, and the hourly wages in the water department, one of the biggest departments we have, was $42,000. And so I just want to talk just a little bit more about that. the revenues also, this will be taking care of the note, that we got. We borrowed $1.8 million to run a water line down to Hillham. And the payment's $219,000 that will be coming due, okay? So we budgeted the revenue for that. Also, after discussion, as you heard me say earlier, talking with our engineer, Greg Davenport, again, these numbers are not true, they're projected, just simply because we haven't put a bid out yet. So, but we're thinking about 3.5 million is not in additional funds, but that 1.7 loan will go to a $3.5 million loan that I'll be having on your July or August agenda to have another loan for that. So the revenues for that is put inside this budget.
Here's a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Under the, on page 10,
Yes, sir.
under the, about a little bit fourth down, a little lower, master meter, Fairview Lane, can you explain that? So
Yes. Yeah,
Is that something we installed?
Allen's, that's where the master meter is.
Is Allen's from,
Mm.
okay, say Fairview Lane, and that's what I was thinking, but it just.
That's where the master meter is.
Yeah, I prefer Allen's,
Mm.
okay.
Can we change that account title to something that?
Yeah.
Well, no, just as long as it's the Allen's area, which I kind of thought it would be, but. Thanks.
Mhm. As you go down to the water plant, you'll see that the salaries has increased about $3,500. Again, this is the strategic plan that the University of Tennessee Municipal Technical Advisory Service has put together, and the board wanted to pass this pay scale. At the sewer plant, on page 11,
Back up on equipment repair water plant, that line goes from 70 to 160. We know of something there we gotta do.
yeah, I'm sorry, Kelly, I'm glad you pointed that out. Let's go back to page 10, I've got that. There was some,
I think you talked about that in the previous meeting.
yeah, there was a Pioneer motor and pump for sludge, and also a three-way valve for drying beds and drain, and a new computer.
Okay.
This is what we call a wish list. I have all the supervisors to give me what they call a wish list, and we try to put it in there.
But some of those are not just wishes, they're,
Oh,
those are
yes, absolutely,
required
Absolutely.
improvements.
right.
Okay.
Page 11 is pretty similar too, as on the sewer. It's not, as you can see, it's not going up a great deal simply because there was some folks switched that from the sewer plant to the water department. So that took a lot of money there, and so it's not only going up as what you can see there, roughly about $2,000. On their wish list, they needed are looking for a forklift, diesel, about $28,000, and also a baffle board for the screw pumps. So I've included that in there as well.
That's 31,000, right?
Right. Going to page 12, you will see that the gas sales, given the fact we've not had a natural gas increase, but due to inflation, we predict that we will be doing some repair and changing out gas meters, and gas lines, and things of that nature. As I explained it to you, again, the minimum bills will stay the same. If you're not using a whole lot, then you're not. But some of your consumers, it will go up about 50 cents. Of course, the gas rate changes every month. You know, it's kind of like going to the pumps. You may pay X amount today and another amount tomorrow and another amount the next day. But currently the rate charged customers $5 a 1,000 cubic feet. This will go up to about 5 to 50 cents over the cost that. Natural gas rates begin in July 2019, $5.50 cost inside city customers. $6 MCF for outside city customers. For example, June 19 billing rates are $10.43 per 1,000 cubic feet for inside city customers and $10.93 1,000 cubic feet for outside the city limit customers. If the rate increase went into effect July 19, the rate would be $10.93 1,000 cubic feet for inside city customers, $11.43 for outside city customers. And proud to tell you that when we had the major gas blow down in Smith County, our prices did not spike. So I contributed that to CenterPoint, took good care of us. Tennessee Regulatory Authority watched all gas companies and their marketer to make sure that there was no price gouging and our customer wasn't hurt. I certainly didn't mean to, didn't want to cry wolf but it could have easily went the other way. And I thought it was important to let everyone know exactly what it was all about. So, folks, that's your budget. I think it's a good budget. It's balanced. It's got some conservatism in there. I think we will get more revenues than what we're anticipating, especially in general funds. I think this answers the call of city employees asking for help. This is for your approval tonight. This is the first reading. Second reading, we've got scheduled. When, Phyllis?
June 25th.
Okay. June 25th, 5 o'clock. You gonna be here? Is there any questions?
Mr. Mayor, I would just like to commend you for your hard work on this budget. I agree with you that it definitely appears to be a very disciplined approach to remaining as conservative as we possibly can, given the constraints of the revenue side of our situation here. And I compliment you as well for having the foresight to bring to us to approve a pay scale. I'm very proud that you've been able to accomplish that without property tax. One quick question I have on the page, the last page under the natural gas, you've got a $50,000 line item for a vehicle. Is that just one that you've got in the budget for the gas department?
Yeah, that's, thank you for bringing that up. Coleman's a stickler out there, guys. He don't, I still here. But I've got it covered here. This is,
Well, while you're looking for that, I guess it's this information that you attached with the actual pay scale. This is a scale that would basically guide your supervisors in each department. For example, in the gas department, if an employee has been here 10 years, this shows what that employee should make according to the pay scale for his 10 years of service.
that's correct.
And
That's
you've got that broken down for every department and every position within the city government, which I think is remarkable. That shows everybody, here's the master schedule, and based on your years of service, this is exactly what your salary should be. And I think apparently this is something that this body has worked on for a long time, and I'm proud that you've been able to bring that to us for consideration.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Alderman Coleman. It takes all of us to get it done. It takes the supervisors willing to give a little, to get maybe more back in return, and at the same time take care of the citizens of Livingston is our job to do. So, great help from city employees. Ms. Phyllis is, great. Her expertise and what Joel does for me is just unmeasurable. So,
Have you had any feedback from the supervisors about?
they're excited.
Nice animal?
They're excited.
Great, that's
They're
awesome.
excited. And to answer your question on the gas department, there's a service truck with a utility bed and a locator. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Is there any questions?
One other question.
Yes,
On
sir.
the intergovernment grants, I noticed the $275,000 in that pocket. Is that sidewalk grant that Mr. Ray Evans has acquired from?
I don't know, is that, Joe, is that the sidewalk grant, or is that's the grant we get for courthouse enhancement?
Say it again?
It's the,
What page is it?
it's on page 1, it's the intergovernmental grant proposed for $275,000.
That'd be about the right number.
I think that's the sidewalk grant, isn't it, Bill?
But your courthouse square money that comes in, usually around that number. Not specifically for the sidewalk, but it's,
Yeah, we believe that's courthouse enhancement money.
right.
The other one, we haven't got in here. I'm thinking that's $700-some thousand grant with a match. Okay?
I remember.
Kim, you know
That
that.
sounds more right,
Yeah.
but I can't quote it.
That's our T-Dot multimodal grant, what you're talking about.
Part of the sidewalk money has come in as part of the 1.5 million in column 3, or another column, so,
Well, if you look on page 2, under the square project, that's where you went from 691 this year to the projected 25 grand for next year. So are you sure that's not the?
Where is that at? On page 2?
Yeah. It's the,
About a third of the way up from the bottom.
I see it now.
what's the difference in those two, I guess, is the question.
The 25 is your annual maintenance of the square, not so much, not any improvements to it, just the normal maintenance.
But, I mean, you notice that's a 666,000 drop from last year, so I
Oh,
was assuming there was some,
I think that's projected that the completion, that project's gonna be completed as of June 30th.
Yeah, so, what that was, I know exactly what that was now. Thank God we live on grants around here.
yeah, right.
That's the crosswalks.
Gotcha.
That's the bridge stamping crosswalks.
Okay, gotcha. That's why that's not in there.
Right.
Going forward. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the bridge stamping crosswalks. And they look pretty good. So,
Chris, I've noticed it in the pay scale that you, Kelly was mentioning, that you give in detail, that the captain's salary is still in there, and we're not gonna have a
no,
captain,
that's
correct?
right. That's
So
right.
that $47,000
That's
is
right.
not
That's
figured
right.
into this budget?
That's
Is
correct.
that- Okay.
I think this, to clarify, these are all positions, whether we have them filled, used, or not.
That's correct.
If you were to, in the future, hire a fire captain, this would be the range that position would earn.
Please.
Or if someone were promoted from one level up to
That's
another.
correct.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, if there is no other questions, folks, we'll entertain a motion to approve and accept this budget.
So move.
Motion made by Ken Dodson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Coleman. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, Ms. Phyllis.
Alderman Livingston,
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Yes, at this time.
Alderman Dodson,
Yes.
Alderman Spell,
Yes.
Alderman Coleman,
Yes.
motion passed.
Motion passed. Given the fact this is a call meeting, there will be no other business discussed. Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Motion made by Alderman Dishman, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Dodson, any discussion? All for the motion, let it know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed.